welcome back to Book and Prejudice. My name is Matt, and for today's video I thought I would do my October wrap-up as well as my November TBR and a small book haul because I broke my no buy rule, so I might as well show you why. Before we start, I would like to apologize for two things. First of all, if you see me looking down, I have a puppy with me. He's not a puppy, he's a full-grown dog. But yes, Charlie will be with me today because he's staying the week with us. He's my boyfriend's mom's dog, but he's staying with us for the week, which is making me extremely happy. But he doesn't really like when people walk around, and it is prime going to work time, so there's a lot of people opening and closing doors, and I'm gonna just have him on my lap for throughout the video, unless he wants to leave, of course. And also I would like to apologize because I did not post a video for the last 2 weeks. October wasn't the best reading month, the best mental health month, the best physical health month. It was just not a good month overall, and that meant that I didn't record videos just because I didn't even know what I could record and what I should record. But without further ado, let's get in the video. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go, puppy? Oh, you just want to sit down again. Okay. The first book I read was Justine by Marquis de Sade. Now, this book was a roller coaster. I really enjoyed reading it. I really recommend reading it if you like classics and if you have the stomach for it, because parts of it were very graphic. I really liked it, but it was a very... Do you want to go down? Okay, let's put you down. Let's put you down. The book contains pages and pages and pages of this very rough, very graphic sex scenes, followed by pages and pages and pages of monologue about why this sex is acceptable and why they should not be judged for it. So it can be a bit dull at times, I think, for people who do not enjoy this kind of reading. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very interesting. I really liked the ending. I found it hilarious. And I was very confused when I was reading this because it's two stories. It's two siblings, Justine and Juliet. Now, this one just follows Justine. And I was like, oh, that sucks. I would really like to know more about Juliet. Turns out, Sade thought the same thing. He wrote a second book called Juliet. So I will be looking to buy that soon-ish because I do want to read the second part as well, just to see, because this book follows the importance of being virtuous and whether it is good or bad or just, doesn't really matter because you're all gonna die in the end. And then Juliet is the complete polar opposite, and she's essentially saying, if we're all gonna die anyways, I might as well just jazz it up. Let's leave it at that. So I really want to read that one. I might ask it for Christmas or something like that because it seemed very interesting. And the second book that I read was for my best friends and I's book club. We started it last month in October, and we had to read Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This book, my friend chose it, I think with all of the best intentions, but it was a bit on the nose if you ask me. It's about what would happen if there was a pandemic and 90% of the world disappeared, and what would that look like? That's this book, which is very similar to our current situation. So I really liked it. It was really interesting. Personally, there were a few things that maybe I would have done more so of. There were a few characters like the prophet that we just didn't get to know much about, and I was very genuinely interested in it. But overall it was a good book. The idea was really good. I just maybe would have made it a bit longer, maybe more character development. I don't know. There was something that was not quite there. But overall it was really interesting book to read. I really liked it, and it did give for really good discussion as a group when we later had our Google Meets meeting, because everyone's quarantined. Also, everyone lives in different countries. That's kind of our situation. but it was very interesting. I definitely would recommend, just because it's really fun to read, and it's a very, very, as I said, on the nose topic at the moment. It really freaked me out. It made me cry a couple of times because I live away from my mom and dad, and in this world, planes stopped working. So all I kept thinking was, what if this happens? Charlie! Come here. Charlie! Come here. Baby! Can I start now? Can I continue? Can I? Thank you. Anyways, it was very on the nose and I really liked it, but I didn't like it enough. Like, it was very entertaining, but it wasn't mind-blowing. But it was such a good book for a book club. Like, if you do a book club with your friends, do this book right now, because you will never be able to empathize, have empathy towards, I don't know. You will never be able to relate to this book as much as you can now. So definitely write it. It's a bit terrifying that it was written in 2015 though. Like, either this woman's a prophet or this was a very obvious thing that was gonna happen. Okay, so next up, I am currently reading The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende. And I've read maybe 30 pages more or less in 10 days, and I know this is what I said, but like, I haven't been reading much. It's just not been the best reading season for me, just with everything that's going on and all of the personal changes in my life and everything. But I'm trying to, you know, speed it up a bit. But it was a really good, interesting book. It's, my mom raves about it, my grandmother raves about it, and as I've said many, many times, that is the book club that I want to join more than anything in my life, so I might as well just read it. So far it's great. It has that hyper fantastic magical realism vibe that you can also find in Gabriel Garcia Marquez and sometimes Vargas Llosa. So I'm really liking that, because that's one of my favorite genres. And I think that I can get a lot out of it if I am good. Like, if I read it properly. So I'm very, very, very excited to read this. So that's the first book, the one that I'm currently reading. And then yesterday, my November book club got here. This was chosen by another one of my friends. Each month, one of us chooses a book, which makes it really fun. And it is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang. I have no idea what this book is about. It's a high time for Stella Lane to settle down and find a husband, or so her mother tells her. Yeah, I have no idea what this book is about still, but it looks very, very, very interesting. I've seen a lot of divided opinions around BookTube before, but I really want to read it just to see what it is about, frankly, and just to learn a bit more about this book, because I haven't read a book like this in a while, so I don't really tend to read rom-coms. But every single time, the friend that recommended this book also recommended Red, White and Royal Blue, so she's got good taste. I'm just, you know, so I'm not too sorry about reading a rom-com, even if it's not my self book. So I will be reading this one. I think I'm gonna start it today and just have those two books at the same time. And then I don't know if you guys remember, I was reading Civilizations by Laurent Binet in French. And to be completely honest with you, I just wasn't liking it. I was stuck in like the 3% mark for the longest time. So I just DNF'd it, and we'll get back to it at a later time. Maybe I'll buy it in Spanish or in French so I can understand it more easily and then read it in French. No, I said, no, I'll buy it in Spanish or English and then read it in French. But then I really want like having French books around me, so I got Cécile est morte by Georges Simenon or something like that. And this is a thriller, like a cop book kind of thing. It's one of the better ones. My French teacher recommended this author to me, so I am very excited to start this because I really like mystery, thrillery policeman kind of vibe, a bit like Joel Dicker style. So I will be reading this hopefully this month too. But this is also one of the books that I recently bought, which goes very well with another French book that I also bought, which was The Plague by Albert Camus. Yes, I chose the saddest, most existentialist writer and a book about the plague, because why not read it on the year of the plague? Why not? It's like Station 11 2.0, but like this time make it sadder. So that's what I'm gonna be reading as well, but probably I'll read this one at a later time in December. But I'm very excited to read it. I really wanted to read it. I've been wanting to read it for a while because I really liked The Stranger, but I wanted to read it in French, and here in London I couldn't find it anywhere, mostly because I didn't try very hard. I'm sure that if I had done a bit more of research I would have been able to find it, but alas, I did not. So this one. And the last book, actually I could show you guys 2 more books. It's up there, I'll get that later. The last book that one of the last books is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I don't know if you can tell by my cardigan that I'm feeling very dark academia kind of vibes, just because of the season and also who I am as a person, who is a very nerdy, horrible, quite lame person. I really want to read this. So I got it because I'm very excited to do it. I was really feeling like a university setting kind of book. And I really wanted to buy the Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, but I don't think I will get that one yet. Again, I think I'll wait for Christmas for that one. But this one, I saw it in Sienna Mirabella. I don't know if you guys know her. She's amazing. You guys should definitely see her videos. She's like so cool. She was reading this and I was like, oh, I'm sure this is like, please note this. I'm sure this is a self-help book, because she reads a lot of like self-help / how to better yourself, how to be better with your money and stuff like that books. And not that I don't like them, but I wasn't really feeling like reading that. And then I went to, and I saw it. I was like, oh, let me see what this book about self-help is about, what part of my life they're trying to help. And I was like, oh, it's not self-help. It is a classics professor. And I just, so excited to read this. So excited to read this. And lastly, I got A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. And I'm so excited to read this. And I've had this since 4th of October. I bought it the 4th of October and I still haven't read it. Why? I don't know. But there it is, gathering dust in my bookshelf because I'm lazy. So I really want to read this one too. I think if I don't read it in November, this is gonna be my book club peak. If my friends follow me, this is the book that I'm probably going to end up picking. It's so beautiful. Have I shown you this before? I think I might have, but it's just so pretty. I really like it. I'm very excited to read it. But yeah, these are all of my new acquisitions, my old reading books, the books that I'm hoping to read this month, but I have no faith in myself anymore. So cross fingers, but also don't hold your breath too tightly because I'm a mess currently. But yeah, if you're an adult getting a job and there's no realizing to read, don't worry. I'm not reading much either. I don't think adulthood and reading matches. I now understand my father way better. But yeah, this is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video next Friday. Pinky promising it right now. If you like this kind of video, please don't forget to subscribe, and as well, if you like my kind of content, please feel free to follow me on Instagram at bookandprejudice. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you guys next Friday. Goodbye!